So today we're going to explore a really simple physical tool, something you can do to find your calm when things get intense. It's called the butterfly hug. You know that feeling when you're just stuck? Maybe your mind is just looping on a worry, or you feel that spike of anger and it just won't fade. It's like your brain is spinning out of control, right? And it feels almost impossible to get grounded. Well, that's what we're talking about today. A technique that gives you something physical to do in those exact moments. We're talking about the butterfly hug. And it's pretty much what it sounds like. A gentle self-hug, but with this rhythmic alternating tapping. The best part? It's immediate, it's totally portable, and you can do it pretty much anywhere.
All right, so let's dive in. Think of this as a hug for your brain. At its very core, it's an act of self-compassion, right? It's a way to give your own nervous system a little bit of support, especially when it needs it the most.
So the actual movement is super simple. It's really intuitive. The most important thing here is to feel stable and supported. So go ahead, find a comfy position, plant your feet firmly on the floor, and then just cross your arms over your chest. You can rest your hands on your shoulders or maybe your upper arms, whatever feels most natural to you. No right or wrong way here. Okay, so yeah, it feels like a nice, comforting hug. But the real magic, the secret sauce, is in the tapping. So let's get into the why behind it. What's the simple science that makes this gentle, rhythmic movement so incredibly effective at calming us down? The whole thing works because of something called bilateral stimulation. Now, that sounds fancy, but it just means both sides. This technique actually comes from a type of therapy called EMDR, where researchers noticed that this kind of back and forth sensory input, like tapping, really helps the brain process tough emotions. The idea is super straightforward. By alternating the movement, you're gently activating both the left and right sides of your brain. And this is so key because think about what happens when we're super stressed. We can get stuck, stuck on one side of our brain. Maybe we're just overthinking everything, stuck in that logical left brain mode, or we're completely overwhelmed by emotion and panic, which is more of a right brain thing. What this bilateral stimulation does is it helps get the two sides talking to each other again. It helps them synchronize. So what does this all do for you? Well, this one simple action has a whole bunch of benefits. It helps synchronize your brain, like we just talked about. It helps your body shift into that rest and digest mode, which is the opposite of fight or flight. It gives you that supportive self-touch. And maybe most importantly, it gives your mind a simple, steady rhythm to follow. And that is such a powerful antidote when your thoughts feel chaotic and they're just spinning. Okay, so knowing the why is great, but feeling how it works is a whole other thing. So if you're in a place where it feels okay to do so, I want to invite you to actually try this with me right now. We'll go through it step by step together. All right, first things first, let's just get settled. Really feel your feet on the floor beneath you. Notice that contact, that sense of stability. See if you can let your shoulders drop. Just release any tension you might be holding there. And you've got a choice. You can keep your eyes open, maybe just letting your gaze rest softly on one spot in front of you, or you can gently close them. Whatever feels safer and more comfortable for you is the right choice. Okay, now go ahead and cross your arms over your chest. Some people like to hook their thumbs together, which kind of makes the shape of a butterfly body. That's where the name comes from. And now just begin to tap, slowly, rhythmically, left, then right, left, and right. Just let the movement be easy and gentle. Find a pace that feels really steady and calming for you. And as you keep up this gentle tapping, just start to notice your breath. That's it. You don't have to change it or force it to be different. Just notice it. Follow one inhale all the way in and one exhale all the way out. Now, if you want to, you could try a simple rhythm, like breathing in for a count of 4, maybe holding for 4, and breathing out for 4. But only if that feels good. Let's just stay with this for about 30 seconds or so. Just feeling the sensation of the taps, noticing the rhythm of your breath. Left and right, just gentle and steady. Okay, and whenever you're ready, you can gently let the tapping come to a stop. Just let your hands rest on your lap or on your thighs. Take one more nice full breath and just check in. Notice how you feel right now. No judgment, no need to feel a certain way. Maybe there's a little more calm, a bit more settledness. Whatever it is, just notice it. All right, so now that you've had a little taste of it, let's talk about how to really make this work for you. Because this is your tool, right? So it's super important to know how you can adapt it and what to do if you run into any little challenges. And this is probably the most important tip I can give you. Aim for gentle and steady. Faster is not better here. In fact, sometimes tapping too fast can actually ramp up anxiety. The real power is in that slow, steady, soothing rhythm. So what if you run into trouble? Well, if you start to feel a little unsteady or dizzy, just try keeping your eyes open and resting your gaze on one unmoving object in the room. If you find your mind wandering off, guess what? That's totally normal. That's what minds do. Just gently label it thinking, and then bring your attention right back to the feeling of the taps. And hey, what if you're in public and feel self-conscious? No problem. You can do a super discreet version of this just by tapping on your thighs, maybe under a table or a desk. Nobody will even know.
Okay, and this part is really, really important. Let's talk about safety. Your well-being always comes first. If at any point this makes you feel worse, if you feel dizzy or more panicked, please just stop. You are always in control. And if this brings up really intense memories, it might be better to try a different tool or to practice this with a professional. Also, if you happen to have a history of seizures or certain neurological conditions, it's a good idea to check with your doctor before you try this. Seriously, your safety is number one.
So when you put all of this together, what you have is this powerful, simple, self-directed tool that you can pop right into your emotional toolkit. It's yours to use whenever you need it. And really, that's the beauty of it. The butterfly hug works so well because it's fast, it's portable, and it's always accessible. You don't need a special pillow or a quiet room. All you need is you. So when might you use this? Well, think about it. When you feel that sudden spike of anger or stress, when you're stuck in those worried thoughts that just go round and round. It's a fantastic tool for when you wake up in the middle of the night and your mind is just racing, or for helping yourself get re-regulated and centered after a tough argument. And that brings me to my final question for you. Now that you know how to do this, now that you have this tool, just take a second to think about your day. Where could you use a simple grounding moment of calm today?